What number's Chop wearing? Chop's number 45.
45. What's his first name?
Hudson.
Where'd Webb come from?
It's a good question. He was playing down in town in the Resis for a bit. But
Okay.
wasn't really getting a gig down there as a ruckman. And I think we needed a ruckman. And more than welcome to come out. Fits in like he's been here for years.
Yep. So's inbred.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to see what Tasmania call their new team. I reckon they should call them the She's Your Sisters.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Or the double headers.
They're dobbed me in for it.
He's just selfish by being fit and playing.
He's old enough. He should just retire.
Well, I think he would if he could.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys that'll keep putting his hand up as long as you need him.
I think he likes playing too much to quit.
He loves it.
Lives for it.
If he wasn't doing that, he'd be working. He's just such a high work rate.
Yeah. He's just a machine. I love playing with Fada.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good club man.
And tough at the ball.
Yeah. Oh, he sets the example.
Yeah. Yeah, me and him play quite similar.
Griff's put on a bit of weight this year. That's good.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten a bit bigger in the off-season. Got a bigger range now as well. He can kick a bit over 50.
Oh, well, that's good. His kicking was probably the one thing that I thought let him down last year.
Yeah, he's definitely sorted it out a little bit.
That's better. Yeah, that's much better than he was last year.
Yeah.
He kicked like a ruckman last year.
Yeah, well, he's half playing like a ruckman last year.
Yeah, well, he sort of is a ruckman.
He's tall enough to be one.
He's got a great leap.
Oh, yeah, he can jump. He's got a great set of hands.
Yeah. Good to practice down this end because it's always tough to kick goals down this end.
It is, and it's a lot easier kicking from up
It's
there.
just the depth perception because there's nothing behind the goals.
It does slope off a bit, this oval coming down into here.
Yeah. It's good if you're playing cricket.
It's great playing cricket down here, isn't it?
Just a little edge.
Yeah.
She goes.
Oh, yeah. Really flies down here.
Are we on? Catherine, are we on?
No.
Live? No?
No.
Can you let me know?
Yes, definitely. I will.
Here we go.
Okay, Mike, ready? I'm gonna put you on. Both of you.
Welcome to today's match of the day, coming to you from Dutton Park in Kapunda. BLG round 3 action. Kapunda hosting Barossa District, and as we get the game underway, it's going to be an interesting day for footy. We've had 4 seasons in one day so far. As Kapunda get the opening clearance, a good handball there. Under pressure, Barossa winning it back. Good work from Lee Rizek there, a good handoff as they go deep into attack. Looking for a target. Well cut off there in the defence by Kapunda. He's looking for an outlet. Forced to come out to the outer side, or the camera side. Good hands from the Kapunda players there. He's taken, that's a beautiful tackle. And rewarded with holding the ball. Excellent work there. Liam Tappert. And in commentary with me today, I've got Craig Dowse. How are you, Craig?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Yourself?
I'm doing well. You're struggling a bit with injury, that's why you're joining me today. One of Barossa's regular A-grade players, or B-grade, sorry.
Yeah, I did my MCL last week playing B grade, yeah.
That was a beautiful pass, finding, looks like Lee Rizek in the forward pocket. You'd back him in from here, he's got so much experience, and great user of the footy.
Yeah, he should be pretty safe from here, I reckon. Don't normally miss much.
No, he's very efficient. Coming in now. Kicks through the ball beautifully with a drop punt. There's the first goal of the game to Barossa Districts. Going to be an interesting game here. Barossa won 1 game, Kapunda winless to start the season. Bombers have struggled a little in their opening 2 games, losing to Freeling and South Gawler. South Gawler game really didn't show the true Barossa District. I think they were off their game that day, Craig.
Yeah, I think the A grade just didn't really rock up last week against Gawler South.
And South Gawler are a serious class unit and really took the Bulldogs apart, and they'll do that to most teams this year, I feel. Good tap there from Aaron Whistler. A free kick being called out. Going the way of Barossa District. As Jake Mazzone with the big mullet will drive the ball forward. Goes out to the outer flank. Good mark taken there by Brady Griffiths, is it?
Yeah.
Griffiths not having to play in the ruck as much this year, with Bulldogs having recruited a ruckman, so he's going to be dangerous and a key target forward for the Dogs. Distance-wise, he was nailing these in the warm-up. He has improved his kicking this year, you noted.
Yeah, that's probably not the best example, but
That's more of a ruckman kick.
yeah, he has been working on his kicking and definitely looks a lot better out at training and in the trial games and stuff like that.
As we'll have a ball up about 30 metres from Barossa's goal. Aaron Whistler there taking the ball out of the ruck and just hacking it forward. Ball in dispute now. So we'll have another ball up, probably 35 metres directly in front of Barossa's goal. Barossa will be quite happy to keep the ball up their end and just soak time. As we're nearly 3 minutes into the first quarter. Bulldogs with a good handball back there, finds Rizek roaming around the back of the pack. That's what he does well. Good chip kick forward. Another mark, so Barossa will be going back, taking their 3rd set shot on goal in the first 3.5 minutes of the game, Craig. You've got to be really impressed with this start. Good energy.
Yeah, it's definitely a good start to the game. Chalk and cheese to last week in the A grade. Definitely came out wanting to play and going by the way it came out. It's looking good, and I think that's Brad Pryor about to have a shot at goal.
Look good off the boot. Goal umpire looks pretty happy with it as well. No, just a minor score. Pryor will be keen to do well against his former side. Pretty handy in front of goals. And today, just want to make mention of a debut for the Bulldogs. Hudson Roberts, number 45 out there on the field today, playing his first senior game for the Bulldogs, son of a former legend, Corey Roberts. And what's young Chop like as a player? Pretty handy?
Yeah, Chop's just hard at the ball. Nice inside midfielder. First year in the seniors actually, so it's really good to see him coming up and playing A grade like so early in the season.
Good clear and kick there for Barossa. Finds Aiden Mudge out almost on the half-back line. Going really wide and defensive. It's a smart play down that side of the field. No one able to control it in that pack. Comes over the back. A hack forward there for Kapunda into space. They've got players running onto it. That was a beautiful pick-up and handball. Unfortunately, Joey Brown couldn't control it in time. Kapunda get a kick away towards goal. It's bouncing and just run through for a minor score by Barossa. They bring the ball out straight away, no messing around. And good hands there. They'll work it out by hand out of the 50. That kick goes back inside, looking for the corridor. Almost cut off. Good desperation there at the bottom of the pack. That's Liam Tappert again. He's been busy so far, Craig.
Yeah, he has been pretty good out in the wing there. Nice, likes to get in and under, and he's got a nice quick set of legs on him. And he's pretty good.
There's no shortage of players in the Barossa side that like to get in and under. It's really a trait that the club's had for a long, long time.
Yeah, we do like our inside players, and it's hard to get a gig when you are one, but it's also good to see that no one's scared getting in, getting a bit of body and getting it done.
Absolutely, it's definitely something that every team knows against Barossa that they will be in for a fight. Tap one there by Bulldogs, comes down at the back, unable to control it, so the ball now falls to a Barossa player. He kicks it forward, looking for a target, cut off by Kapunda. He's been wrapped up. Rizek doing a bit of work there across half forward, keeping the ball in with his defensive pressure. So Kapunda are now looking to move the ball to their half forward line. Tap there by Whistler is picked up by the Dogs. Kapunda working hard to control it, but Barossa just too good in tight with hands. It's like a free kick being paid there, going Kapunda's way. Brady Griffiths was the offender, holding the Kapunda player. Kapunda now looking to slow things down and just keep possession of the footy. That's a poor kick and finds Darren Shillabeer within range, directly in front of goals. You don't want to give a player like Shillabeer too many free chances like that. This is his bread and butter. Distance is never a problem. He's a big unit. Got a great kick. Now saying that, he'll probably miss it. Coming in now. Looks good off the boot. Straight through the middle. That's another goal for the Dogs.
That's a great kick right there.
That's beautiful. Yeah, great start here for Barossa. They've definitely shown an intent to come out and take this game on their terms. They're not going to sit back and let Kapunda decide how the game's going to be played. So this is going to be a really good ruck contest today between two genuine big men in Lachlan Webb for Barossa and Aaron Whistler for Kapunda. So we see them now about to go into battle. Both similar size. Webb controlled the space and then controlled the ball down. Barossa with a good pickup. They're going to get the clearance here. Good ball movement out of the middle. He's found a target. Barossa player streaming into the forward 50. He kicks now. Had a target under it. He's taken the mark. Under fair defensive pressure there. He's going to be having a shot from a tight angle from about 20 to 25 metres out. Thoughts, Craig?
Yeah, I don't really know Braden that well, but I've seen him having shots to go. I reckon he's pretty safe from here. It wouldn't surprise me if he puts it straight through the middle.
Way to play it safe.
Yep.
Coming in now. Gets onto it well.
Looks nice.
Well drilled. And another goal for the Bulldogs. They are really starting to open up a gap now. Beautiful start in wet conditions. We've had a bit of rain during the reserves. The game was temporarily halted because of lightning and during a storm, but the conditions now perfect for football. No wind, a little damp on the oval, but good underfoot. See them coming back to the middle now. Umpire Mark Herman with the ball. Whistler got his hand to that one, but unfortunately straight down to one of the Barossa followers. Looking for Brady Griffiths. The ball goes through his hands, heading towards the boundary line, and that'll go over the line for a boundary throw-in. the umpires found a free kick, so it'll be a Barossa free kick. They will be heading in towards goal again. All traffic going Barossa's way at this stage. Sends that towards goal and just offline, says the goal umpire. Kapunda now bring the ball out to the outer side, which is traditionally the defensive side. That's a good mark taken there under pressure. Moving the ball down now. They've got players in the open. That's beautiful ball movement from the Bombers. New player to the club this year, Joel Aish. Looking to move the ball deep into the forward line. Players fly, but a good mark taken there for Barossa.
I reckon that's Rowan Nelson.
Rowan Nelson, who was impressive last year in his first year of senior footy. Really good attacking player in defence.
He's really handy in our back line. Saved a lot. Let him fly and get good hands.
You know, a lot of confidence to take that as a young player. And that's something. Is that something that Eric Kells encourages as a coach and has instilled in the players? Because it seems like your young players do back themselves in.
Yeah, that's it. I think, like, especially when the young ones, especially come up from 17s and are fresh in, we really just get around them and say, just play your game and be confident. And if you make a mistake, it's alright, you're learning, and just don't go back into your shell.
And it's very noticeable last year and again now, even in the early stages of 2023, that the players really have bought into the system that Kells has introduced.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we all bought in majorly with it. Even the B grade tend to play the similar kind of footy, and everyone loves it. It's a great place to be.
There's the ball held up now over in front of the timekeeper's box. Another ball up. Whistler controls the tap there. No one able to take it in clean hands. Ball still tumbling forwards for Kapunda. Backhand ball fails to find a target. Looks like we'll have another ball up. Probably 20 metres closer to goal. Kapunda just moving it rugby style forwards. Ball comes down. No one able to get hands to it. Looks like a free kick will be paid. Player being held. Going the way of Barossa Districts. He's pinned deep in defence, looking for an option. He's got leads coming at him now. He goes down the line. And that's a beautiful mark taken there.
I believe that's Rowan Nelson again there.
He's starting to put on a show, the young man.
Yeah, he's really getting in.
Great pair of hands. And that's a beautiful piercing kick into the middle of the ground. Opens things up for the Bulldogs. They're playing with a lot of confidence now. That's a beautiful sidestep there.
That was Brendan Dew.
Brendan Dew, the ball magnet. He's now given the ball off by hand. That was poor. Set his teammate up. Kapunda player wore one in the face there, accidentally, I think. Ball. Good tap on from Kapunda, keeps the ball alive, forces a bit of action here. Joey Brown now around the corner, finds a player right near the post, and he turns around and Aish has kicked Kapunda's first goal of the game. That's what he's here for. He's a goal kicker by reputation. And that was beautiful work from Brown, not to just blaze for goals. He saw an option and put it out, gave his teammate the only chance to get it. Currently 14 minutes into the first quarter here at Dutton Park in Kapunda. Sun shining. As we see a new umpire to the competition, umpire Mills with the ball. As we hear dogs barking in the background, it's what Barossa have been doing so far in this game. They've been starting to let their voice be heard. This ball comes down. Kapunda player is wrapped up straight away. He's taken high. So Mudge looking to move the ball forward. He's got a chance to set things up now. Measures that kick. That's a really good pass, looking for Wyatt Ryan, the big fella. Another ball up. This is probably 35, 40 metres from Kapunda's goal. Barossa there with a clearing kick. Brady Griffiths chases it. Couldn't take hold of it. Kapunda are able to gather. They're bringing it back now. Good spoil. Strong tackle applied, and we'll have a ball up. Almost in the same position we did a few moments ago. So Craig, what would you say is the defining trait of the Barossa team?
I think we're just hard at the ball, and I think we like a bit of a tough kind of game now and then. Wouldn't mind, don't like play that one. Yeah, don't mind a bit of a fight on the inside and just getting it forward and hitting our targets.
Yes, as we see the ball pumped forward for Kapunda, no one able to take it. So we've got a ball up deep in the forward line, probably 20 metres around from the Kapunda goal. Ball hit backwards. Ball bounces out now. Finds Joey Brown, he gathers, just hacks the ball forward. Kapunda player picks it up, good hands there to Aish. He goes around the corner and he kicks a beautiful snap goal. That's a brilliant effort from the new player at Kapunda. He's happy about it, so the team. That was really good ball control under pressure. So Kapunda starting to put up a bit of a fight now. Nearly 17 minutes into the first term here on the Ray White Craigmore time clock. Ball back to the middle. This is where Barossa need to regain control. Kapunda have found a little bit of energy and have just managed to knock the ball forward a few times. Not with clean possession, but just willing to grind forward until they do get clean hands on it. Big Whistler with another tap into open space. Kapunda player overruns it and slips. Free kick there paid, going the way of Barossa District. He was taken by the ankle. Ball finds a player in the open. Braden Owen going forward now. Ball goes over the line. It'll be a boundary throw in into the Barossa forward line. Probably 40, 45 metres around from the goal. So they've still got a bit of work to do from here. But Barossa setting up well behind the play. They've got plenty of players ready to intercept if Kapunda do get a kick. As mentioned, there we are, Rowan Nelson again, just finding the ball at will. That kick is probably not his best effort, but he's found a target. Found Lee Rizek, again another tight angle, but this probably suits him a little bit better than the other side.
Yeah, I think it would. I'm a bit surprised he's actually going for goal, but I'd still back him from here if I was out on the field with him.
He is a lovely user of the footy.
That's a great
and
leg.
the goal umpire is really satisfied with that. No, he's minor score. Thought the goal umpire was going to signal a goal there. It looked beautiful off the boot. But getting shots on goal almost at will, the Dogs at the moment.
Yeah, that's it. I think they're just pumping it forward and trusting our forwards to take the marks.
Big spoil there.
Right
Lands
place.
beautifully for the Barossa player. His handball's cut off. Well picked up. He's wrapped up in a tackle. He couldn't find his feet. That was Rowan Nelson again. Kapunda coming along, looking for a big mark. Almost had it. Ball up on the outer side now. Mazone gets the ball. He's wrapped up straight away. That's excellent defensive play from the Bombers. Not giving Mazone a millimetre to move in. They know he's been best on ground the first 2 weeks for the Dogs, and they're well aware that they need to shut him down. Kapunda ready to drive the ball forward now. in the direction of Wyatt Ryan. He was being held, so the young big man gets his first opportunity to impact on the game. He'll go back and take a shot from probably 45 metres out. Could be kicking more like on the 50, but he's a big lad with a big kick. This is not beyond him.
No, definitely not. He definitely has a distance in him.
Yes. Accuracy will be the only question mark hanging over it. Probably hesitated a bit there, got under the ball and didn't kick through it. So the ball comes to ground. That's beautifully rowed there by Kapunda. That looks like Riley Menzel, young local, beautiful crumbing and goal there from standing start. So Kapunda really fighting back into this game now. Some accurate kicking. They're putting the pressure on a Barossa team that's missed a few gettable shots on goal.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we haven't really been perfect with our goal kicking, but
You've generated a lot of chances,
yeah,
but don't have the actual rewards to show for it yet.
no, I'm sure that'll come with time.
And Barossa need to start winning ball out of the middle of the ground if they want to turn this around. Good hit by Whistler. That handball from Brown goes into space. The Kapunda players wrapped up immediately, so we'll have a repeat ball up almost in the same area. Whistler gets the ball down. Free kick found for a ruck infringement. Going the way of Barossa Districts, Whistler, bigger and stronger, held his opponent there. Webb looked to play on around him, but Whistler didn't fall for it. That handball to Mazzone. He goes wide. He's found a target. That's a very good kick out of the middle from Mazzone.
That's Darren Schiller there with that kick. That mark.
Yes, big shill from an angle not quite as tight as Rizek was on recently. But again, you'd expect him to take this shot on goal. That's his job, to kick goals.
Yeah, that's it. He should go back and have a shot.
He's got the confidence. He's an excellent kicker of the footy. I'm not going to pump him up too much because the kiss of death I've been blamed for too many times. Coming in now. Good connection. And looks like he's nailed that. Barossa, good way to hit back. Timely goal for the Dogs. And Darren Schillebeer is the direct avenue to goal for Barossa, isn't he?
Yeah, him or Brady Griffiths is down there as well. Like to hit those two up pretty frequently, and even Nathan Dyer, who's sitting down there. All got great hands and great legs.
Brady Griffiths, definitely great hands. Also the ability to get vertical at a moment's notice.
Yeah, he's definitely renowned for that, and he can do it quite well.
Ball back in the middle now. By Herman, looking to find a decent bit of ground to keep his feet. Very worried about falling over today. Ball comes around, no one was able to win that tap. Kapunda now trying to bulldoze their way through. So we'll have a ball up in almost exactly the same position. Kapunda with the ball now, pushing it out. That's a beautiful take and turn. That kick goes forward. Gave Kapunda a real chance. Ball on the ground now. That's good hands from Barossa, moving it out. That's a beautiful smother, great desperation from Aish. Wyatt Ryan's in there with his big flowing mullet. Good tap there from Ryan. Comes straight to Barossa though. They kick the ball out. He controls it, but he's forced to run over the boundary line, so we'll have a boundary throw in. Probably almost around at the 15-metre mark. Ground bathed in sunshine now as big man from Kapunda kicks around the body. It's the second time he's taken it out of the ruck. Barossa will need to be aware of that. And beautiful mark there taken. in defence from Barossa. He plays on immediately. A little chip kick out, finds his target. That's Isaac Werner, another young gun from Barossa who's impressed in the last 2 seasons. I think he's got a big future in A-grade footy. Barossa now transitioning the ball. That comes off for them. They move the ball forward now through the big ruckman Webb. He gained a lot of distance. Brady Griffiths now on the ground, picks it up. He waited and handballed that beautifully. Barossa handballing around now in a lot of traffic though. Kapunda pick it off and they're able to clear. And strong mark taken there. A wasted entry there for the Dogs. As Wyatt Ryan now tries to go across halfback. Pass is nearly cut off. In fact, it will be cut off. Barossa driving the ball deep into their forward line now. Marking contest. No one able to grab it. Kapunda player launches onto it. He kicks right across the face of goal. In juniors, your coach would have killed you for doing that, but it's come off. And they're moving the ball downfield. Wyatt Ryan starting to get involved in the game. Coming upfield a bit now. Kick finds space. Eventually finds a player. Handball cut off. Barossa now return the favour, sending it forward. And looks like a free kick will be given away there. The Kapunda player coming in and just going over the players in the pack. And a 25-metre penalty, possibly. And that ball is just bombed long. That's a wasted opportunity for the Dogs out on the full. What do you see happening in the game at the moment? Where do Barossa need to consolidate?
I think just sometimes they're rushing a little bit with the ball, but other than that, I think we're not doing too bad. Just early first quarter jitters, and it has been quite a quick, fast-paced game.
That's a good entry. Unable to take the mark. He picks it up, kicks around the corner,
that was Brendan Dew.
That's Brendan Dew, the superstar midfielder. He's just kicked a ripper of a goal. Well spoiled by the defender. Picked the ball up immediately, just turned, and one step, bang.
Yeah, Brendan Dew is pretty good on his feet and around the ball. He's can't do much wrong, really.
There is nothing he can't do.
That is it.
Even runs back on defence, which is one of the things that I do like about him. He does run both ways.
Yeah, he runs both ways quite well.
He's a great example for the other young players in the team.
Yeah.
He's not much older than them, but he's got a wealth of experience and he's all class. As the temperature's just dropped to about 2 degrees here at Dutton Park. But the temperature on the field's definitely heating up. That's a beautiful big tackle there. Barossa winning the ball with a free kick. Rizik now to drive the ball forward. He wouldn't want the ball in anyone else's hands. That's a beautiful pass into the middle. Opens things up now. Rizik gets the handball back. That's a kick forward. Just goes through the hands of his teammate. The kick was good, and that siren ends the first quarter of play here at Dutton Park. And currently, I'll try and get you the score.
How wrong am I?
I can't see the score. Okay, ready to go for the second quarter here at Dutton Park. Currently, Barossa District leading 33-19 on the scoreboard. And Barossa will be going to the left of screen this quarter. Tap down. Won by Barossa. Good ball movement out of the middle now. That's good hands. Left foot kick driven forward. Well marked there in defence for the Bombers. That was Casey Dew.
That was a great mark there by Jake
Mazzone. The mullet. Comes back into the middle to reset. Ball delivered well into the forward line. Rizik unable to complete the mark. Brendan Dew with a great handball to Shillaby. He was under pressure. Sidestep and just sprays the goal. No, he's kicked it. Goal umpire seemed pretty certain he's given it a goal. That's good enough. The ball was bending. Bent around the back of the post rather than in front of it. Too much for the home supporters' disappointment. So that's another goal to Darren Shillabeer. It's 2 for the game.
Yeah, he's had 2 goals. That was a real quick goal there, straight out the midfield. Good hands from the Barossa boys coming out.
Yes, and scores from around the ground. I only have the one in so far. Anguston at quarter time leading 5-5 to Freeling 1 goal. Anguston were kicking with the breeze in that quarter. As I'm getting text messages coming from Kapunda supporters asking if that was a goal. And yes, it was a goal. That's a good shot on goal from Kapunda.
Hit the post, I believe.
And just bangs into the lower portion of the post. So it's a point. Kapunda trying to answer back straight away. As we see Barossa looking to clear the ball now out of defence. Kapunda sending it back in. Ball intercepted there. Rowan Nelson with yet another mark. He's probably almost got a handful by now. You see the ball being moved now.
Ollie Riggs is playing on through the middle of the ground. Going back to Ollie there.
Space. Look, that's a real low pass. Didn't give his teammate a chance there. Picked up nicely by the Kapunda defender. That was Brody Borg, the captain. That's a free kick being paid down the ground. Joey Brown was bowled over as he kicked the footy. So Kapunda now, that's a beautiful mark there. Is that Rowan Nelson again?
I think that's Nathan Casbolt, or
Nathan Casbolt.
Boss is what we call him.
The Bolt.
Nickname.
Not like Usain Bolt, but quick enough.
He is quick. Not as quick as some of the other guys in our team, the younger boys. Like Jack Tobin with the ball there. He
is lightning fast.
He's got a real quick 100-metre sprint on him.
Yes.
And Liam Tuppett as well.
Just moving the ball around at the moment. A lot of uncontested footy there coming out for the Dogs. Now they're under some pressure. That quick handball back. That handball went to ground. Didn't really advantage anyone. Kapunda players picked it up. He's wrapped up beautifully by Dew. An example of that defensive pressure he can put on. Big whistler now with the tap. Goes straight to a Barossa player. And Mazzone now, the flying mullet through the middle.
The magic mullet.
That's a good kick. Well spoiled by Borg, who got taken high in a clothesline. It wasn't a dirty play, it was just a desperate attempt. Beautiful mark there. Kapunda coming out on the... No, stay away from the boundary. They're coming in. They're looking for Wyatt Ryan. He handballs it off. He's got Aiden Mudge. That ball misses its target. So over the boundary line. Be a Barossa kick in with the last touch rule.
And that's Hayden Trainer with the ball there, just going across goals to Rowie again.
Rowan Nelson. He's got to have more touches than anyone on the ground at this stage. He goes long into space. Kapunda putting the pressure on now. Barossa player picked it up. He was dumped. No, it was the Kapunda player dumped as soon as he got it over the line. So we'll have a boundary throw in. Almost in front of the Kapunda bench. Whistler and Webb go at it again. Oh, it's a beautiful take by the Barossa player.
Nice little spin from Brad Pryor.
Pryor's played some impressive football the last 2 seasons. Been really important for the Dogs.
Yeah, he has. Really.
That ball knocked over the line. But Pryor been really impressive. He's gotten rid of the bright blue boots this year, which might be a good move.
Yeah, he doesn't need to stand out any more than what he already does.
White Ryan takes the ball out of the ruck, gets the kick away.
Oh,
And
Nathan
well cut off
Casbolt.
there by Casbolt. He's settling things down a little bit, taking a breath. Goes with the left foot. He's found a target. That was a good kick. Tight on the boundary line. Moving the ball long now.
Trying to find Brady. Dewey out the back.
You over the back. That's a good kick forward. Bounces into the arms of Rizek. He turns. Just puts the ball low. There was only one player who could get that. That was Darren Schillerbeer. He got down low. He's taken it. And he'll be taking a shot on goal from probably 15. He'll be kicking from 20 metres out on a not too tight an angle. I think you'd almost be ready to write this one down.
Yeah, he should go back and slot this. I mean, he slotted the one in the first quarter from almost the same angle, just on the other end of the oval. So
Comes in now. Kicks through the ball. And just offline. But I do like the fact that he is kicking drop punts rather than trying to hit a check side. If you can kick the ball as well as he does, you should back yourself in.
yeah, that's it. If I could kick like he would, I don't think I'd be passing it from there either.
Under player retrieving the ball from behind the netting. They're going to look to clear now. Barossa have pressed up hard. Got a lot of numbers around this. Brady Griffiths got one hand to it, brought it down, and dives on the footy
Good
at ground
second
level.
effort there.
That's gutsy work from a big fella. Really encourages the in and under players to work hard when they see the big fellas backing up like that.
Yeah, it really gets you going, especially when you're small. And it makes your job a lot easier as well when they're willing to get down and get dirty for you as well.
That ball flicks out now to Joey Brown, who drives it forward. Makes White Ryan earn it. Thunder player was able to push the ball forward. But now we've got a stoppage. The boundary throw in. Probably almost on Kapunda's 50. White Ryan will be in the ruck. Done a good job in the contest in the forward half so far. Takes front position, gets his hand to it. And looks like the umpire's found a free kick there. Going the way of Aidan Mudge. So he'll be taking a shot on goal from probably kicking almost from the 50, I'd say. So you'd think he'd go back and back himself to have a shot, but there's always an option that he may try and hand it off. Coming in now. Kicks through the ball nicely. Distance is not a problem at all. Accuracy, not a problem. That's a goal to Mudge, and Kapunda right back in the contest. It's goal for goal almost here. This is good footy to watch.
It is great footy to watch.
Match of the day really turning out to deliver just what the fans at home will be wanting. And they'll be following the Birds Barossa scoreboard on their screen. They'll be really happy with what they're seeing. If you're a Barossa fan, you'd be happy with what you've seen so far. You'd also wouldn't be disappointed if you're a Kapunda fan.
No, it is pretty close out there and good footy to watch.
Both teams showing a lot of promise in today's game. That's Mudge doing the hard work again. He picks the ball up, hacks it forwards. Kapunda now with hands. He's taken immediately, tackled. That's a free kick going Kapunda's way. He was taken high. It's Harry Watke, impressive young player. Finds Riley Menzel, who drives the ball deep, almost to the point post. Ball was nearly marked by a Barossa player, but he's taken it over the line. So we'll have a boundary throw in almost right next to the point post at Kapunda's end. So having a repeat ball throw in. The throw didn't quite go right. That's better. Ball in dispute now. And the umpire will now ball it up. Comes to ground. Kapunda player is tackled immediately. That ball smothered. There's a lot of players around the footy. That quick handball out. Finds a Barossa player. He couldn't control it. Barossa player grabs the ball. He's wrapped up straight away, so we will have another ball up. This is the wet weather footy I think we were expecting to see, Craig.
Yeah, that's it. Just stoppage after stoppage and just surge ball forward and so you can do it better.
This could play into Barossa's hands, I feel. They are probably the more experienced in and under team. As the ball comes out now Barossa's way, that kick was quite handy.
That's Daniel Pickle. They're running out of the centre half back line.
Good kick forward. He finds Shillabir, who was on his bike. He's within range, but he goes back and just chips the ball.
To Nathan Dyer there.
Dyer, who you mentioned earlier, who we haven't seen much of yet today, but now he's got a chance to kick a goal and extend the Bulldogs' lead.
Yeah, that's it. And I'd back Nathan Dyer from here.
That was unselfish from Shillabir. He had every right to go back and have a shot on goal from there, being one of the best goal kickers in the competition. But that's great team play. Bring your teammate into the game.
Saw a better option, a bit closer in, and yeah, they've been working together at training, so should go back and slot this.
That's
never mind.
Out on the full. Better option doesn't always work out, but you've got to like the forward cartel working together.
Oh yeah, you like
that's
a
good
trusting
kick in.
each other and not being real selfish.
Aiden Mudge now with the ball. Finds a player in the back pocket. That's Sam Pratt back in the A grade. He's a stalwart of the Kapunda Footy Club, much loved. He's an interesting unit. That's a good mark taken there for Barossa.
That's Poss again, Nathan Casbolt.
Casbolt looking to drive the ball. No,
Left
goes
foot
short.
looking for Dewey.
Ball goes through hands, picked up by a Kapunda player. He's wrapped up immediately in a wrestling move. That's Mudge. He was taken high, then pushed into the ground afterwards for a little bit extra. He goes back. He's looking to give off. Plays on. Drives the ball long boundary side to a contest. Ryan couldn't quite get to it. And Barossa really starting to move the ball well by hand now. That handball goes astray, just as we said that. Kapunda player drags it in. We'll have a ball up almost on centre wing. Wyatt Ryan in the ruck this time. He gets his hand to it, comes straight to ground. Barossa player was thrown off the contest, so he gets the free kick. That's Brad Pryor again. He's starting to work into the game now. He's got a target.
That's Damien Mangle there, the second ruckman. What's going on?
Mangle goes forward, clears that contest. Beautiful pickup from Rizek. He's just so smooth. That kick around the corner.
Found Rory Nelson
That's
again.
Beautiful football from those two. Rizek weighted that kick perfectly, so Nelson was the only player who could get to it. And Nelson with yet another mark and a shot on goal. He's had most of his kicks behind centre. First time he's burst forward. As a defender, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I love it when the defenders come forward and have shots on goal. It's like that.
But do you think
I think he's got it.
you'll back him?
I'm backing him. Shouldn't have, but He's had a defender shot a goal with that.
Nearly a ruckman's kick.
It's almost a ruckman's kick, which is a little bit odd for him because he's normally got a great kick.
That's right, Kapunda to bring the ball back in. Pratt now. He's usually pretty safe with the footy. He goes long and high. White Ryan parks himself under it. Ball comes down to Barossa.
Daniel kick.
That's a beautiful take and shake and bake from Bickle. That kick was a good desperate tackle there. Brad Valentine, the old timer. That's great work from the old boy. Kapunda deep in forward line now. Flying shot on goal. They've got it. That's excellent work from the Bombers. Quick attacking, courageous footy. Just what the big crowd in attendance for sponsors and Life Members Day wanted to see. Kapunda celebrating their sponsors today. They've got a lot of corporate support, the Bombers. They do it very well. JT Johnson and Sons and Arns as their platinum partners. Diamond partners, Sir John Franklin Hotel and Cube Logistics. And of course, you've also got the Prince of Wales Hotel and West Farmers Federation Insurance. Two of my favourite pubs in Kapunda. Really getting behind the Kapunda Footy Club there. Ball back in the middle now. Good tap from Whistler. Backward handball didn't really work out. Mudge now with a clearing kick. He's getting a fair bit of the footy in the middle now. Nice. Beautiful take in defence.
That's Joshy Newman there with that great mark.
That was a gutsy defender's mark, and that's a good kick to bite off. Hit the target. If he didn't, they were in trouble. Left foot kick comes looking for Shillaby. He juggles it. Unable to complete the mark. And we have Joey Brown on the outside. Picks it up. Right foot spearing pass. Didn't quite come off. Barossa now looking to clear. But Barossa in trouble because Aiden Mudge now drives the ball right to the goal line. And Barossa player is dragged over, almost over the line, so we'll have a boundary throw in deep in Kapunda's forward pocket. Quite dark here now at Kapunda.
Great tackle there by Alex Arthur for holding the ball. Now it's D50.
Clearing kick now for the Dogs.
Hit kick. Daniel Kicker out there.
Beautiful attempted mark, but he recovered well, picks it up, drives the ball forward. Kapunda have got the numbers in defence though. Barossa player is taking the ground as soon as he picked the ball up. It's an excellent tackle from Tom Haslett. Good tap there from the Kapunda ruckman. Barossa take the ball. And just a clearing hack kick there. Finds plenty of distance and there'll be a free kick paid. Going the way of Kapunda. Brad Valentine, the super veteran. Moving quite well to start the season. That ball not his best kick, just didn't quite make the distance. He butters up. Goes for a longer kick that time to make up for it. A kick off the ground, I think, has been paid for kicking in danger. I'm not too sure about that call from my angle, but the umpire was in a better position, Craig. Barossa now with a big clearing kick to this side. They've got a target. They've found him.
That's Alex Arthur there.
Alex Arthur again with another possession.
I think he's going long here. Never mind. Trying to find Brad Pryor.
Brad Pryor playing from behind. Ball gets taken over the boundary line by Joey Brown, who's helped over by his opponent. He thought there was a free kick there, but he always thinks there's a free kick there. And he'll hand the ball to the boundary umpire and reset. Ball up now. Great hit from White Ryan. Doesn't find a target though. Brendan Dew takes a flying shot on goal, and that's another freakish goal for the Bulldogs. That was a goal out of nothing. He was just trying to hit the goal square, hoping that his player could get in front, and it cleared them, bounced through for a goal.
Yeah, that's Brendan Dew. He can usually pull some stuff out of the hat like that, and you just got to wonder how he does it.
I don't think he knows how he does it.
I think it shocks him sometimes as well, yeah.
See the ball coming back to the middle now. Good clearance there from Rizek. Mazzone was in front and lays a big tackle, wraps up with the Kapunda defender. Gave him no possibility of going anywhere. Ball up. See White Ryan bring the ball down. Joey Brown tackled as soon as he grabs the footy. Good flying shot on goal there.
That's Brad Pryor there with that great goal.
Brad Pryor. Why do you need blue boots if you can do that?
That's it. He'll definitely let you know about it as well.
That was excellent footy. He's the kind of player who can quickly stamp his print on the game.
Yeah, he definitely, when he wants to, he can really come out and, you know, make a massive impact in the game and hit targets and kick goals, and he's definitely dangerous up in the forward line when he does go up there.
And goes back. He's playing in the midfield now. He's got a very strong body, and at the contest in the middle, he will prove invaluable.
Yeah, him and Jake in there as well, along with Rizza. Not a bad looking midfield, really. I'll be interested to see how this one goes.
A good midfield. I'm not going to say that they're not bad looking.
I'm
not sure that I'd
good footy
qualify
players.
as that. Rizek with a really good handball there. Zone now with a bounce. He should nail this.
He's kicked that.
He has.
The magic mullet's in work again.
Yes. He's definitely starting to have an impact on this game. Started quietly in the first quarter, but since then his touches have been really important.
He doesn't normally miss a lot of kicks or panic a lot with the ball, which is really good to see, and he's also somehow really hard to tackle. Just roll out of anything, and
he's got a very strong build.
He does. Yeah.
Not heavy, but just you can tell that he's got a strong frame. And that mullet almost seems like a helmet.
Yeah. I reckon it got a bit of magic in that thing. You seem to get near him and he just disappears on you. Or
ball up again. Good tap from Kapunda. Might have been a throw. That ball goes forward, picked up. They're able to maintain possession.
Good great tackle there by Alex Arthur.
Alex Arthur doing the heavy work. He's good at that. That's one of the things that I've noticed about him in his time in senior footy, is that he is willing to put his body on the line and take the hit.
Yeah, definitely. He does get in and under, and yeah, he loves a bit of contact. And
it's a hat kick forward there, right to the goal square. No one able to get clean hands to it.
Great pick up by Jake Tobin. Nice handball over
Tobin, and
it.
Gets a little bit of extra distance with that trademark speed, and then kicks the ball down to the wing. As we see the ball go over the boundary line, we'll have a throw in front of the club rooms here at Dutton Park, in front of what's a pretty strong crowd for sponsors and Life Members Day. That ball will be thrown in again. Young boundary umpire coming in a little bit closer, and that clears the ruckman this time. As we see, we'll have a ball up Almost in the middle of the ground. Neither ruckman really able to control it, but Whistler gets back onto it. We'll have a repeat stoppage just a few metres from where we just were. Bit of fatigue setting in. Players now quite happy to just take the ball to ground. That's good handball forwards. That's another really good handball inboards. Didn't find the target, but was really attacking and taking the game on. Kapunda going through the middle now. That ball finds its way into a teammate. Ball's juggled forward by several Kapunda players. And the Barossa defence now able to pick up. Attacking handball inwards. Put his teammate under pressure, but they're good enough to get out of it. That kick now to the outer wing, relieving. Dropped the mark he should have taken. Kapunda have got the ball back now. In good position. They're going wide instead of going forward. That's probably outside the 50 and going to take a mighty kick from here. Can't quite see who it is.
Yeah, not 100% sure on that number on the back of the Guernsey.
Coming in now. He looks pretty confident. He's connected that very well. And just hit the post.
I think that might have been Menzel there.
That could have been Riley Menzel. He's a good young player. A real star of the future, I believe. Should play 200 games at least for the Bombers.
Yeah, he's obviously got a big leg and backs himself.
Got good speed and moves well.
Yeah. Free kick given in to Kapunda.
Not sure what that was for, but
No, don't know.
that gives them a free shot on goal and they convert truly.
And that was Menzel there with that goal.
Might have been dumped after the play.
Yeah, I didn't notice if anything happened or.
Well, that goal just brings Kapunda a little bit closer. So the ball coming back to the middle. Neither team really able to break clear.
Yeah, it's definitely almost a goal for goal kind of sort of game. And
Webb got the better of that tap. Comes down beautifully. Rizik now driving the ball forwards. Chopped off by the Kapunda defence.
I think he was looking for Dye there, but couldn't quite
Ball
make it
a
happen.
high up and under. Mazzone brings it to ground. Rizik now with a good handball to Shillabeer, who's taken. As soon as he got it, he was high. So now Barossa will get a free kick almost directly in front, probably 25, 30 metres out he'll be kicking from. The siren goes to signal half time. So Shillabeer will be taking this shot after the siren. It shouldn't be a problem.
He's definitely got the distance.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Hey, someone's got to say it.
I was trying hard not to. Coming in now. Plenty of advice from the crowd, but he ignores that. Goes back and drills a goal. That's another goal just to keep Barossa with their advantage at half time. So Barossa leading in this match of the day at Dutton Park, and we'll rejoin you after half time. Welcome back to Dutton Park for the game of the day. Kapunda versus Barossa District. Barossa District currently leading quite comfortably, but it's been a really intense game so far, Craig. And these next 5 minutes we expect to be serious, hard at it, bulldozer footy.
Yeah, I think it will be another real quick, hot, fast footy for the next 5-10 minutes, and I think it will really set the mood for the whole quarter
We
here.
had light rain during the half-time break, but nothing too impactful, but it will make it a little greasy again out there, as we see Aaron Whistler get the tap there.
Dewey with another nice clearance back to Webby.
Beautiful work out of the middle for Barossa. Goes deep into their forward line.
Rizzo with a nice little mop
handball
up
there, but Kapunda are able to clear. That kick around the corner just lands in the Kapunda player's arms.
Great smother there by Daniel Kickle.
Beautiful desperation from Kickle. With a free kick going, or no, boundary throw in, sorry. So we'll see Webb versus Whistler again.
It's been a great battle
Whistler
between
gets the
those
tap
two.
down, but Mazzone takes it straight away. Drives the ball deep into the forward line.
Looking for
Had
Shield.
several players there. Darren Schillerbeer had Brady Griffiths behind him, protecting him. Nice mark there for Schillerbeer. He's almost directly in front of goal. No distance to speak of. This will be a certain goal for the Dogs. Great start for them, Craig.
Yeah, that's it. Straight out the middle. Got it in there and locked it in the forward line quite well.
And that's what you want from a marquee player like Mazzone.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter right there. Just rolling out of that ball up and knowing where the forwards are going to be and just, backing the teammate to hit it there and going for it.
And great communication from Griffiths and Schillerbeer. That Griffiths protected Schillerbeer's back and didn't go for the ball himself.
You might have missed that
Goes
one.
back and he's missed the seemingly unmissable. Some errant goal kicking, keeping Kapunda in the game really. Kapunda have been the more accurate team so far today.
Yeah, they do. Normally when they get it down there they can convert quite well and go straight back to the middle.
As the Bombers looking to bring the ball out now. They're coming to the outer side. They've got players on. They find a target in Sam Pratt, the venerable old timer.
He goes long down the line again. Should be
Ball now spills into the midfield. Kapunda get that kick forward, bouncing into the midfield. Wyatt Ryan, great take there. Gets the handball off to a running player. That kick to the goal square. Beautiful mark taken by the newcomer in Aish. That was courageous. He didn't know what was coming at him. So he's marked the ball just inside the goal line. And for a man who came with a reputation as a goal kicker, this should be a fait accompli. He hits back straight away for the Bombers. That'll get the crowd back involved in the game, and hopefully they can bring their team home. The home crowd really looking for something to spark them there. Haven't had a lot to cheer about this year. No wins yet for the Bombers. Barossa with 1 win, 1 loss. This is a chance for both teams to sort of establish themselves in the mid-pack. Scores from around the grounds. We have a score from Anguston. Half-time, Anguston 7-7, leading Freeling 4-1. Looks like a pretty tight contest there. A little bit of wind was apparently favouring Freeling that quarter, so they outscored the Panthers. Should be an interesting finish to that game if it's raining in Anguston, which it quite could be.
Yeah, it probably is out there. Not normally great weather out at Ango.
That's rich coming from a bloke who plays for Barossa.
I'm not saying it's any better.
That's right, I had to throw you under the bus at some time, Dowsey.
Well, I knew it was coming.
Okay, ball up now. Good tap from Whistler. No one able to capitalise on it. Everyone trying to hack it off the ground rather than go down and get it. Barossa now with the clearance. Couldn't control that mark. Great attacking footy there from Dew. A bit of a limp there. That's due. That's not a good sign for the Dogs. Looks like he might have just had a little stinger.
Yeah, he should be able to walk that off. Looks like he's going.
He's not going to call for help. He's a tough nut. Yeah. Mazzone around the corner, high up and under. No one favoured by that kick. Good tackle from the Kapunda defender.
Dewey, there you go.
Brendan Dew running into the open goal. His knee's fine now. Well, maybe not as good as it could have been. He didn't quite get the distance. It was well spoiled there by the Kapunda defender right on the line.
Might have been downfield after that, I think. Nath Dyer's going back for a goal, straight in the goal
Okay.
line.
So down the field free kick. As Dyer converts truly. And it's amazing how footballers who are limping suddenly are fine once they get the ball within range of goal, Craig.
It is interesting, isn't it? You normally forget about your injuries and you get a bit excited, might be able to kick a goal.
We see a lot of that in soccer. As Barossa maintain their advantage so far in this game, they are comfortably leading and at this stage looking like they are currently 21 points up. And in control of this game at the moment. They're kicking uphill this quarter, but it doesn't seem to be bothering them. Scraps the ball on the ground in the middle. This is the desperation we're expecting to see. Both teams just really trying to grab this game by the throat. Whistler takes the ball out of the ruck and just kicks it. It's straight up in the air. No one able to grab that. Ball comes to the ground. Mazzone picks it up. He shrugs off a tackle. He's forced to dump the ball. It's a good pick up from Kapunda. He's caught holding the footy. Didn't get it away cleanly. Umpire Herman came in with the free kick there. He was well positioned. So Barossa now with a clear. They've got Dew in the open. He goes with a short little kick. That's a good kick to Griffiths.
He's looking for Shillerbeard down the line a bit longer, I reckon.
Good, well-weighted kick in his direction. Well defended there by Borg. Griffiths now starting to cover a bit of territory. I'm thinking that he might play a part in the second half. He's a little quiet in the first half, but his fitness, I think he might run his opponent into the ground in the second half.
Yeah, he definitely does have a bigger tank than a lot of other like deepish kind of forwards that play in the A's. And
works in a physical job. That does help as well.
that is, yeah, he's always in the tools during the day. And yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he outran his opponent in the second half and got a lot more ball use higher up the ground as well.
Tapped the ball, didn't quite get it the first time, gets it back. He drives the ball deep. That's a beautiful delivery into the forward line. Ball bouncing now. Kapunda player, he's wrapped up. And the free kick for holding the ball going Barossa's way. Lee Rizek, he'll be taking the shot directly in front of goal. It's probably 35-40 metres out, but you'd think this would be straightforward for the former league footballer.
You'd definitely hope so.
The Bulldogs have struggled with their accuracy so far today. They really would want to start taking advantage, and he
looks good.
Does just that, straight through the middle. Barossa starting to take control of this game. Home side starting to rest back on their heels a little bit here. They're a bit shocked by Barossa's aggression, the way they move the footy.
Yeah, they definitely come out at half time. Barossa really showed up and just had a bit more aggression towards the footy than I think a lot of the Kapunda boys have, and it's definitely shown on the scoreboard.
It's probably more the aggression, the way they're intent when they get the ball, they go direct. Because they've got forward targets, Kapunda don't have much in the way of key forwards apart from Wyatt Ryan, and he's always got 2 or 3 guys hanging off him because he is the lone big target, and everyone knows that that's where the ball's going when Kapunda go forward. As we see a free kick being played in the middle of the ground.
Ball up again, mate.
Could be a repeat ball up. Yes. Umpire Herman just making sure the game doesn't get out of control. And Whistler controlled the ball down, but not to any great effect. Mazzone wrapped up in a heavy tackle there. See Webb and Whistler again. Webb got the better of that one. Got the ball out into the open.
Good handball out by Dewey to Tobin.
Barossa now moving the ball really slick by hand.
Great eyes.
That's a good ball into the forward line. Well defended there by Barossa. Sorry, by Kapunda. That was Sam Pratt. He's doing a really good job back there today. He's probably outmatched size-wise, and he is doing a fantastic job holding on for the Bombers. Throw in. Not Kapunda unable to clear. And umpire Herm will come in and ball it up. Things starting to get a little bit heated at the moment, Craig.
Yeah, a bit of push and shove going on there. And
just guys, just exchanging pleasantries. Nothing serious.
Shouldn't get much more than that.
Half the time it's pointless. It's just wasted energy.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll see another repeat ball up. Both teams just trying to shut things down at the moment and restart. And that's probably going to be a free kick. Going Barossa's way, I believe. No, going Kapunda's way. Ruck infringement there. Whistler hands off. That kick coming to Ryan.
Got a fly.
He's had a teammate flying over him, which wasn't ideal. That ball going forward for Barossa. Good mark taken. That's Mazzone. He's really starting to heat up in this game. Taking his time. Just great patience. That's a nice sharp little kick. Just clears that contest. And I'll see that over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in just around from Barossa's goal. Barossa setting up well behind this contest. So the ball's going to come straight back in if Kapunda do get a chance to clear. Kapunda now with just a quick hat kick around the corner. And as we see a ton of Barossa players there, they just pump the ball back into the corridor. Kapunda now get a chance to get the ball on the outside. If they can gather it cleanly, he's wrapped up, he's taken the ground.
Great tackle there by Matt Dyer.
Yes, Dyer, really good defensive pressure from a forward there. It's exactly what Eric Kells would want to see.
Yeah, it's just the urgency in all our forwards to, if it's in there, like lock it in, don't just let them roll out.
There, that handball went to ground, but picked up by Barossa. Here they come. Rizik now with forward handball in the middle. That's aggressive. That kicks off target. It's another wasted opportunity for the Bulldogs, but definitely they seem to be in control of this game at the moment.
Yeah, they definitely have.
Kapunda can't get past centre. This forward press of Barossa is really starting to take effect, as we see now. It's a great effort. Just moving the ball forward. Schillerbeer now on the boundary. Just threads the needle. It's a good pass going forward.
That's a great mark there by Brendan
Dew. That's a good sharp kick coming back, and he's found Rizik. Rizik is probably within range. Not too much of an angle. He's missed a few today. He'd really want to get one through the middle.
Yeah, if he does kick, this will be his third goal for the day.
And he's definitely starting to come into the game again. First quarter he was really prominent. Second quarter probably played a lesser role, but now he is back. That ball across the face, marked by Kapunda. They're going to bring the ball long down the club room side. Everyone flies, no one can take it. You see the ball pop out the back. Kapunda Big fella takes a bounce and then he gets smothered. That wasn't ideal.
No, that was the captain, Hayden Trainer, right there. It's a great smother.
Great leadership as Barossa now moving the ball beautifully. Big lead for Griffiths. Ball just goes through his fingertips. And Barossa will lock the ball in. We'll have a ball up just inside the boundary, probably 50 metres from goal on the clubroom side of the ground here. Conditions are quite clear at the moment. Good for footy. Not much breeze.
Good clearance there by Dewey.
Brendan Dew really having an impact now. It's another forward entry and another point for the Dogs. They are just pounding the goal face at the moment. Not a lot of accuracy, but they are just hitting that damn wall with a hammer until it cracks.
Yeah, I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? Like, probably not the straightest kicks, but it's not getting past halfway and definitely turning around and coming back in, and I don't think they'll let it out.
That's right, Craig. The more time they spend up there, the less time Kapunda have got to eat into this significant margin.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And it is starting to get to a point where if Kapunda can't get a run on with a couple of goals soon, it's going to be too late.
Yeah, it is definitely looking that way, and Barossa still seem to be winning the ball and having control of this game.
As we see another stoppage, and umpire Herman will ball it up. Directly in front of the club rooms here at Dutton Park. So we see the Barossa ruckman gets up high, gets his hand to the footy with the back tap. Ball dribbles out. Kapunda player unable to get his hands onto that footy. The Barossa player picks it up. He's wrapped up by several Bombers and they force him to the ground. So we'll have another ball up almost directly in front of the Kapunda bench. And big Aaron Whistle was probably interfered with there, but no free kick. Hard with the ruck situations to pick who's infringing who, because they both ruckmen go at it, and you could pay ruck infringement almost every contest. It's good to just let them play sometimes. It's good umpiring. As we see a great marking attempt there from Griffiths. He's come down hard.
Back of the flat.
That's courage. He's a little bit sore, but he's okay. That's a big tackle laid there. Ball comes out. Kapunda moving the ball forward now. It's good mark down low. He takes the game and runs into the middle with that handball just a little bit too high. Kapunda were out there if that stuck.
Yeah, exactly. That handball was a bit better. I reckon they would have been converted.
That would have been a goal. Just can't afford to make mistakes, the Bombers. There's another ball up from umpire Herman. He's working hard. Ball goes into the middle. Kickle in pursuit. He's there. He tackles the Kapunda player, throws him out of the contest. See, Mazzone now wraps up an opponent. We'll have a ball up right in the middle of the ground. Mazzone, third man up there, just nullifies that. Ball goes forward for Kapunda. Barossa player just turns everyone inside out.
Yeah, that was
kick.
Brad Pryor there.
Pryor, the kick wasn't the best, but it has been effective. That ball's bouncing around on the boundary line.
Jake Tobin with a great couple of side steps, but kick probably wasn't the best.
And the ball, Kapunda are finally forward of centre here. They've got a mark, and he was put to ground. That could almost be a 15-metre penalty. Sorry, 25-metre penalty. And it is just that. Umpire Herman making sure that that sort of stuff doesn't creep into the game in the second half. That's good control. It's one thing I are blessed with here in the BLG is good quality umpiring, Craig.
Yeah, that is quite a good thing, and yeah, you really got to nullify that stuff there, just so it doesn't get out of control and people don't get hurt. It's pretty much
it's a safe league to play in as a result of our umpires being in control of games and really taking action to make sure that things don't get out of hand. That's a minor score for the Bombers, so Kapunda play on quickly out of defence. That kick into the open. They've got some space now.
Kickle there with that mark.
Kickle with a kick inboard. Brendan Dew with a little handball. That kick goes out of bounds. Player is dumped after he kicked it.
That was a shocking kick there.
It was a fair bump, and it didn't impact the kick itself. So out of bounds, Kapunda will have the chance to bring the ball back towards the wing.
Oh, no, I think they might be playing it downfield there to Braden.
Okay. It was a late bump.
Yeah, it really was. Still didn't affect the kick though.
No, but again, as we were saying, it's a chance to keep that out of the game. Late in the game when players are getting a bit frustrated.
Well, yeah, if you let that go, then it just
get a bit tired, and if you get away with one of those, then why not do it again?
Yeah, well, one person gets away with it.
Yes, beautiful pick up there. Kapunda just
swarming that ball,
pushing the ball forward, just with weight of numbers. It's a lot of heavy pressure out there. That's a big wrestling tackle there. He grabbed him and rode him. Ball up now. Wyatt Ryan with the tap.
Great tackle there by Brad Pryor, just to nullify that. And
it was a big, heavy tackle too. Ryan being held up, no, going against Ryan, so...
That's the magic man right there.
Mazzone, he'll drive this ball into a really dangerous position. That's a low, hard kick. Brady Griffiths on the lead, he's played on. That handball, found his teammate, who tried to play on, and he was caught.
High. I believe the umpire's called there, high tackle.
Come off for the Dogs, but probably was a mistake to play on there. He got a bit excited seeing Griffiths get around the player with such ease.
Yeah.
Wanted to emulate that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was touched further down the line, because it's a bit odd for Brady to play on, especially from that position.
As we see Shillabir going back now. He's going to be kicking from probably 30 metres out. And
it's another point.
Yet another point for the Dogs. Definitely, if Barossa had kicked accurately today, the score would be a big margin in their favour.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that is definitely probably the main downfall of today. Just the kicking percentages just isn't there. And
There's Kapunda bringing the ball out now. They've got a mark on the half-back line. Right over on the boundary on the club side. Another long kick, looking for Ryan, but he gets plenty of attention as per normal. Ball goes over the back. Umpire looks like he's going to ball it up there. That's umpire Mills. That's a massive tackle. Big Brad Valentine with a big body slam. Ryan with the tap there. Comes to a Kapunda play. He's wrapped up by two Bulldogs immediately.
I reckon one of them was the debuter, Hudson Roberts there, with that one of those tackles.
Little chop.
Hasn't had a massive impact.
Good take there. Kapunda player Joey Brown was taken as soon as he took the ball. He's been given a free kick for that. He's probably within range. He should take this shot. Passes off. And Barossa will clear. Oh, that's intercepted beautifully. Just pick that handball off. So we'll have a ball up just around from Kapunda's goal. Kapunda really looking to pounce now and get a goal back. Just get some momentum going.
If they can get a goal here, it's probably not too late for them to come back into it.
Ace wrapped up in a big tackle there. And Pahoman working overtime in this second half. Good tap down from Ryan. And we'll have a repeat ball up in almost the same position. It's only early in the year, but we're getting a taste of midwinter footy here today with these repeat ball ups and just tough, hard footy. This is what we like to see. This is what we come to country footy for. See real footy.
It is good footy to watch, but wouldn't mind it if it wasn't so cold out here today, but that's alright.
Toughen up. That's all I've got to say to that. You're better than that, Craig. That's something I'd expect from your brother.
That's true. He doesn't like the cold either, that boy.
Another ball up. Ball tap forward in Kapunda's direction. Picked up. Barossa are able to clear now. That's beautiful work by Hands. He tried to brush that tackle off. That was a mistake. Kapunda driving it forwards. Valentine couldn't get to that.
Good tackle.
He's tackled, and that'll be holding the ball. He's not happy. Very demonstrative toward the umpire there. Almost looked like he was doing the haka.
25.
And three-quarter time siren goes, so it's irrelevant. As we see Kapunda struggling a little and trailing at the moment. Barossa currently leading by 35 points at three-quarter time. It's not an unassailable lead, Craig, but it looks pretty good for the Dogs at this point.
Yeah, it does, especially going into the last quarter. And
yes, good position to be in going into the last quarter. And if we keep seeing the game played the way it has been, with stoppage after stoppage, you'd think it is going to play right into Barossa's hands.
yeah, Dogs should really walk away with this one here.
But again, it would be ridiculous to count your chickens or puppies too early.
Yeah, that is right. I'm probably getting a bit excited, but
Yeah,
I'd like to see it happen.
You're bouncing up and down on your seat there. You are getting a bit excited. It's good to see. Barossa really needed to show something after what was an insipid performance last week, and I think the players themselves would have been a little bit upset with their own performance last week, Craig. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I don't think anyone was really happy with the performance last week, but it was definitely talked about training, and looks like it's obviously came into action this week.
I would have to say there is not one Barossa player out there that hasn't carried their weight.
Yeah, exactly right. It is a team sport, and you can't rely on 4 to 5 people to get you through each week.
It's
so
definitely not been relying on the likes of Shillabee, Rizik and the zone. Everyone has gone when it's their turn.
yeah.
From Roberts, the debut player, to every other player on the field. It's been a fantastic buy-in from the Bulldogs this week.
Yeah, it hadn't been a lot of stuff-ups or just someone having an off game or something like that. Everyone has been putting in and
It's
doing their
The work rate's been probably the most impressive thing. The skills have been good, but the work rate is really what defines teams, and I think the Barossa are showing that that is where their strength lies, is the fact that they can work hard from start to finish.
Yeah.
Now they've just got to prove it in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, definitely. In the
If
fourth
they've
quarter.
got hopes of being a top 4 team, they should put Kapunda away in this quarter.
Yeah, we really hope they'd kind of run away with it and just be able to almost just outwork them in this last quarter and get the job done. Hopefully turn some of those points into goals.
They're kicking to the left of screen, slightly downhill here at Kapunda, as everyone knows. If you get a roll on, it can become a landslide. So, which players are you going to look for in this last quarter? Who are the ones that you think are the ones that will stand up and look to really dominate? Who's got that killer instinct?
I reckon Jakey, like Maz, has been doing it all game, and I reckon he'll stand up in this last quarter along with Brendan Dew, and I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more of Brady Griffiths in this last quarter, especially he does have the tank for it, and if he starts creeping up the ground a little bit, he'll definitely be used and really make a big impact in this last quarter.
Even a little stint in the ruck wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't think
He's a
really,
very handy ruckman.
Yeah, and the good thing about him is he can get the ground ball, and he's almost like another on baller once on the floor.
Plus those fresh legs. With his leap, he may have a slight advantage over Aaron Whistler, who has just been using his massive body to win the tap so far during the game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And if he does go in there, Lachlan Webb can go in the forward line and be a big marking presence up there.
Barossa are a team with a lot of flexibility and a lot of options, and I think that's what
People that can play in a couple other positions, and you can always throw people around and see how it's going to go.
It's going to looking forward to the lights are on here at Kapunda. It has become quite gloomy and the clouds have rolled in. Doesn't look like it's going to rain, but it's not going to get any brighter. The lights are currently the brightest thing in Kapunda, and we're enjoying their benefit. See, the umpires are back on the ground, ready to go. Kapunda has moved into their positions, as are Barossa. Strap yourselves in for what should be a really entertaining fourth quarter here, folks. And thank you for joining us on the South Australian Footballer. As we three-quarter time at Angaston. Angaston now 12 goal 10 to Freeling 6 goal 3. The Panthers starting to pull away there. Probably as expected. The Freeling were very good here at Kapunda in round 1 and had a tough loss against an impressive Newry outfit last week. Probably they weren't expected to win today. As we see the ball up, Webb goes up high, Mazzone gets the handball forward. Big strong tackle applied there. That was Rizik using his superior strength. So ball up on the half-forward line for the Dogs. They win that tap. That ball hacked forward in the air. It was almost a mark. So another stoppage and we'll have a ball up probably 20 metres from Barossa's goal. 25 possibly.
Yeah, I can be about that from there.
See. That tap into the open. Advantage is Kapunda. They're able to move the ball in close, get that kick forward. And that's well taken. That handball given off by
Joshy Newman.
Joshy Newman.
That out there.
Barossa moving the ball forward. No,
Yeah.
Kapunda moved the ball forward. Well intercepted. That kick came off the side of the boot. Gave Kapunda a chance. That's intercepted. That handball missed its target. So Barossa get it back. Puts them in a dangerous position. Dew couldn't quite reach that footy. Some mistakes starting to creep in now. Mazzone goes with the back handball. He's found a player.
Back to Rowie Nelson.
Nelson
Looking out
gets
the
that
boundary.
kick forward. And Nelson has really dropped out of the game since the first half.
Yeah, I suppose that third quarter he didn't really play how he was in the first half, but
Well, Kapunda didn't have the ball in their forward line where he's stationed.
that doesn't help him, does it?
Mark taken. Barossa looking to move the ball down the far wing now on the club side of the ground here at Dutton Park.
Looking for a deep switch.
Bring it right into the middle. That's dangerous.
Might work out for him, I think it will.
They've got players running in support. That's a good kick.
Rowie Nelson creep forward.
He heard us say he's been a bit quiet and he's trying to change that.
Yeah.
That's excellent support work in close. Ball bounces forward and he's bounced that through for a goal.
I think that's Braden Owen that just kicked
That
goal
was
there.
Braden Owen, and it was great work in close. His teammate was tackled and the ball bumped out of his hands. Owen was right there to pick his pocket.
Yeah, that's just great forward craft, really, isn't it?
That's just great support of the teammate, knowing that you had to be there because he was about to get smashed.
Mm-hmm.
And Barossa really starting to put the heat on now. Kapunda, I can't see where their spark's going to come from. Their star players, Joey Brown, hasn't seen a lot of the ball in the second half. And I'm just not sure how they can turn this momentum around. As we hear the local crowd trying to implore their team. They love their team here at Kapunda. They've got a great supporter base and great culture in their footy club. Ball up now. Kapunda Ruckman with the tap. Looks like there's a free kick been pulled out. Going Kapunda's way. As we see Max Neville was kicking the ball forward for Kapunda. Now they're going deep into attack. Well cut off there by Barossa.
That was Rowie Nelson again, flying, I think. Almost took that intercept mark.
I think we've offended him.
Yeah, I think he might have heard us. He does have good hearing, that boy.
I think you're the one who might wear it. He won't see me. See a stoppage on the 50-metre area at Kapunda's end of the field. Bombers desperately trying to make something happen here. Ryan couldn't quite control that. We'll see a rolling scrum. A lot of players around this footy, Craig. We'll see another ball up. Almost the same spot. This really is playing into Barossa's hands. That kick forward doesn't quite find someone, but Aish now looks... He's gone back on... He's gone with the check side. That's gone up in the air. No one able to mark it. And we'll have a ball up within the forward 50 for Kapunda. Barossa player grabs the ball. He's tackled. Ball spins free. Barossa are able to gather. That's good 1-2 handball work. Another handball comes forward. That one goes to ground. See, looks like a free kick being pulled out there. Going the way of Kapunda. That's Jai McKenzie, a really impressive young player. He's driving the ball long. That's a big mark. That's what Kapunda have needed all day. Wyatt Ryan to get on the end of a few like that. He's driving the ball all the way deep into the forward line. Bit of chaos now. As Riley Menzel beautifully crumbed there. That's great craft from a young small player. Waited for the ball to come off the pack. Took it in his hands and straight onto the boot. That is beautiful footy from an impressive young footballer.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if Kapunda really capitalise on that and, like, from this next ball up, see if they can win it and get it forward and go again.
So often one goal breeds another and then suddenly you get a feel for things. But they need to win this clearance. Second game under lights for Kapunda in a week. Last week it was a true nighttime game at Williston. Now they're under lights at home in the late afternoon. As we see a holding free kick paid going Kapunda's way. Umpire Herman in perfect position to see that. And getting a 25-metre penalty.
Not sure what that was
That's
for,
poor
but
discipline. When you've got a team on the ropes, you can't afford to let them back in like that. That ball goes right to the goal square. Bouncing around, bit of chaos. Barossa player grabs it. He's wrapped up and slammed into the ground. So we'll have a ball up just in at the top of the goal square almost, at Kapunda's end. And that ball kicked out. Mark taken for Barossa. They're moving the ball down the outer side. They've got numbers.
For BP there, you should do something with
That's
this.
a really good pick-up and handball. Chilaberry, the ball came to him on the bounce. He did well to corral it. Went one way there, the other. Was forced to give it up.
BP goes for goal and
Brad Pryor looking for a goal and just offline. He'll be disappointed with that outcome.
yeah, he'd definitely rather a goal. I'm sure he would have had a great celebration in his head if he had kicked that.
Be interesting. He would have choreographed all those himself too, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, he likes doing that in his own time at work, apparently.
As we see Barossa on the hunt again. Moving the ball in. That player wrapped up straight away. That's a good tackle from Mudge, I think. Yes.
Yeah, that was Aiden Mudge.
He's been impressive with his opportunities today. Just hasn't seen enough of the footy down his end of the field. It's good hands there for Barossa. Sorry, Kapunda moving the ball out. Good marking attempt, but Barossa better when the ball came to ground. Another flying shot on goal. And offline again, but the ball camped well and truly in Barossa's forward half, as it was last quarter. Good communication here from the Barossa players. They're setting themselves up nicely. Big marking contest. No one really able to get two hands to it. Kapunda player manages to keep it in play. That flying kick back. Taken by Barossa. Riggs back into the middle. That's a beautiful kick. They move it more into the corridor. That's a good mark for Rizek. He goes wide. Looking to find some space.
Kicker was just turning people inside.
That was a turn and burn. He's found Mazzone. Mazzone's been good again today. He'd be in the top 3 or 4 for the Dogs at this stage.
He has had a lot of the ball in his hands. And
he's had a lot of quality possessions too.
He hasn't really stuffed up when he's had it.
As we see, Brad Pryor's got the footies a long way from goal now.
They might try bombing in.
Can't celebrate from there.
Brady's sitting under that ball, but
everyone flies. Ball comes to ground and a big tackle laid there. See another ball up. See a free kick being paid, going Barossa's way.
Darren Shillaby, I reckon. He should
Big
go back
Shill.
and have a shot from here.
He will have a shot from here.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Coming in now. Goal umpire not doing a lot of work, which is a good sign. Oh, it's a minor score. Just drifting. Tough end to kick goals at, Craig, here at Kapunda.
It does seem to be, doesn't it?
See a whistle here, and I think a free kick being paid, going the way of Jake Mazzone. Joey Brown, the offender on that occasion. Bit of frustration coming out, I think. Mazzone just sort of putting pressure on and forcing a mistake.
And now lining up for a goal.
He'll be kicking from around the 50. He's had good penetration on his kicks today. Shouldn't be a problem with distance. Here comes the mullet.
Doesn't look.
He's not happy with it straight off the boot. And the ball almost marked by Whistler and
Good
goes
line,
through
just
for a
didn't quite
minor
have
score.
Didn't quite have the length on it. They're going out. Shillaby is there.
Kapunda trying to go up the middle. Barossa able to cut it off. That's a good little chip kick there. Shillaby now plays on. And that's a horrible little floater. Didn't quite make his teammate's chest 12 metres away. Mazzone now able to hand off. Another handball. That's a flying shot on goal from Rizek.
Jake Tobin should be up here.
A little tap there is clever, but doesn't find a teammate. Mudge rushes them behind. Mudge undecided. Too many options. Decides to go long down the line.
Trying to find White.
And Barossa, just too many bodies at the contest. They're good moving the ball at hand from these situations. They create another shot into the forward line. Ball goes over the boundary line, so we'll see a boundary throw in about 10 metres around from Barossa's goal. All the pressure coming from the Bulldogs now. Mazzone paying a lot of attention to Joey Brown, Kapunda's prime mover in the middle. As we see free kick going the way of Kapunda for a high tackle. They'll try and clear now. Down the line. And strong Barossa presence there again. That free kick going Kapunda's way. That player's knocked down after he kicked the ball. Nothing untoward. Barossa player takes it. He's wrapped up straight away. That's good strong tackling from the Bombers. That's right in front of their crowd. They'll appreciate that. That's a free kick going Kapunda's way. He slips as he goes back, so he's got to take his time. Kick forward. Not really the best. Barossa players taking the ground. Another one taking the ground with the footy. It's got to be a ball up.
Snap at goal and kick that one.
That's snap at goal. Kapunda will be really happy with that. That's one against the tide. Got to be really pleased to get one of those on board. Hasn't been a lot of things fall their way today. That just fell into the players' hands at the right time. So they're back in. They think they're a chance. They'll keep fighting right until the final siren. One of the things you can always expect from Kapunda. Ball coming back to the middle now. Barossa player was relieved of the footy there. Kapunda with a kick forward. That handball chopped off by Barossa. That player's taking the ground. That's holding the ball. Excellent tackling from Kapunda. They're putting a lot of pressure this quarter. Brown plays on around the back. Drives it long towards goal. Barossa player happy to rush a minor score there. There's no harm in them doing that. They know they're able to afford to drop a point or two. Kapunda have got the ball out in the open now. It's a low penetrating kick. Not able to find anyone. Barossa are just going to run this out.
And that's Jake with the ball there, just run out of their back, out of the back line.
In the middle, that's a great attacking kick. That's a good handball off to the first gamer,
debut,
young Roberts. That's a beautiful kick. And expect the Barossa supporters to get around the young man. A goal on debut. That's beautiful footy to get on the end of. That's really impressive from young Hudson Roberts. Game one, he's kicked a goal. It was part of a really, probably one of the best passages of play we've seen today, Craig.
Yeah, I can definitely pretty safe to say it was one of the best passages all day.
The way they moved the ball into the middle of the ground and instantly started running ahead of the contest, knowing that it was coming.
Yeah, a lot of that was just from like Jake Mazzone just not panicking and just relying on his teammates to be there and trusting them to be able to take the mark and keep a cool head.
Yes, a lot of trust in each other, these Barossa players. They know that when a player of Mazzone's quality gets the ball, you don't stand still. You start running, attacking.
You definitely know, and you know exactly where it's going to go as well.
That ball coming out now to the wing. Mudge picking it up now. He works through traffic. That's impressive. Beautiful little kick. Finds teammate. That's excellent movement by Kapunda. Into the forward line. This is where it starts to break down. Wyatt Ryan with a big left foot kick up and under. That's out on the full. That's disappointing. Probably had time to do a little bit more with it there. Barossa bring the ball in. They're happy to try and attack the corridor now.
Give it to
Mazzone now with another touch. That's a beautiful ball coming.
Brady coming through.
That's Brady Griffiths. He called Lee Rizek out of it. Rizek knew that he had to yield. That's a beautiful pass. Finds Shillabeer in better position. That's exactly what Shillabeer did earlier in the game. That's great teamwork from your big forwards. Unselfish. That's great team play, and that builds a culture in a young team, doesn't it?
Yeah, gives you confidence to the younger boys that you're not just going to get burnt or you know what's going to happen. We are a team. We're not a...
That's where a team starts to focus more on the word us rather than I.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful kick. Shillabeer nails that one. Probably not the easiest kick he's had all day, but not the toughest, but he's drilled that. How many has he got for the day now?
Shilly's kicked 4 for the day.
4 goals, and that's a great return from your big marquee forward.
Yeah, 4 goals.
He'd take that he'd be disappointed with some of the chances he's missed today, but 4 goals in a win, you've got to be happy.
He'd definitely take that.
And he's been unselfish at times, so it could easily have been more.
Could have been more. He could have been a bit more selfish and taken them on, or but he did the team thing and passed off.
And as we've mentioned, that's something that the young players in the Barossa team will learn from and grow with.
Yeah.
It's a good kick out of the middle.
Good
Going
2-on-1 with
deep.
Rizzo.
Shillabeer could rove this. He has.
He'll have
He's going back. Didn't quite find Rizzik with the kick, but Rizzik still a chance. Mazzone now gives the fend off. The don't argue. So it comes back into Rizzik. He's caught immediately. That's great defensive pressure from Kapunda. Desperation footy. Barossa now forced to defend. That's good handball back inside. And good running play out of defence. And great tackling from Kapunda's forwards. They drive the ball back in forwards. That ball spills free. And looks like a free kick will be paid. There's a bit of a scuffle ensuing now. Just guys saying, how you doing?
having a nice little cuddle out in the oval.
Oh, it is cold.
It is cold.
It
Might
is
have been
cold.
trying to warm up.
It's just caring for your opponent. You know, it's good to see them look after each other. Ball driven forward by Brad Valentine into space. Wyatt Ryan picks it up on the bounce. He gives off a handball. Didn't quite hit the target. That player's wrapped up. Ryan had to fight to gather that ball off the bounce. You can only think that if the delivery was a little better today, he could have had several goals himself.
Yeah, I definitely think if they had better deliveries or
another option to
or
take the heat off him.
different option, it would have been a different kind of ball game. But
Oh, that's desperate play. Kapunda worried out of the footy. Here we go. Barossa once again just showing their poise.
I think Brad Pryor just had a bit of a brain fade and thought he was playing for Kapunda again. Gave it straight to him.
Well, it's hard to accuse some footballers of having a brain fade. But he would be one of the more cerebral players in the Barossa side, so I guess we will let it go.
Yeah, I think we'll let that one slide. Just might be a little bit of a fine for him a bit later on in the week.
And Kapunda now within range. They're launching that to the goal square.
Rowie Nelson.
Big
flying
Rowan
again
Nelson
there.
flying for everything. He's full of confidence.
He's marked that as well.
That is probably the best mark of the day.
That was a great mark.
I think
Good
we would
leg
put that
well.
down as mark of the day. That's a good kick. Found his teammate in space, and he's created a real overlap here. It's a nice take there for Pryor. Turns around onto his right straight away. No messing around. Put it in front of Shillabeer. He couldn't quite get to it.
Good
It's
time by
a
Chop.
good pick up by Roberts. He's at his key forward's feet. That's what a young player needs to do. It's a big strong take there. Big tackle from Kapunda.
Jack Ryan, I reckon that tackle was late.
Yes.
By.
He's been good in the clinches at times. That's Mazzone with the tap there. It's a beautiful pickup. Little kick around the corner. Probably as effective as a handball. That's well smothered.
Good fend off there by Tappet.
That's ball bounces off the chest of the Barossa forward.
BLG.
Pryor now spinning. Oh, that's a
Unselfish.
lovely little. I'm not sure it was intended as a pass, but it came off, landed on the chest of Shillabeer in the goal square.
Oh no, he meant to do that. Those two
I'll
like two
believe you.
peas in a pod.
It was, if it was a deliberate pass, it was superb. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt on this occasion, but it was lovely.
Oh, yeah, good passage of play.
Unselfish again. A lot of players with his ability would have been forgiven for trying to kick the goal from there.
Oh yeah, instead of trying to pass it off.
Again, we've seen that repeatedly all day. Barossa willing to make the extra pass and bring their teammates into the game and just make the team better.
Yeah, and just have that high percentage shot on goals. I think it's just the main game.
I can't recall seeing any unselfish footy from the Dogs today, and that's been the highlight of their game. That's kick off the ground. Joey Brown goes down, gets it, gets his hands dirty.
Good tackle there by the debutant Chopper.
He's been impressive when he's had the opportunity today. He's definitely earned his place in this team.
Yeah, exactly right. Definitely this last quarter he has really showed up and kind of made a mark in the game and said I'm not a B grader. I can't
No.
play A's.
He's showed definite A-grade capability out here, and that's another string that the Bulldogs have added to their bow. It's depth.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth in this team. It's hard to get a game coming back in or even keeping your spot.
It's easy to imagine. I mean, Craig Dowse even played reserves last week. That's how much depth there is.
Yeah, nah. I think I belong in the reserves.
Don't put yourself down. You were impressive until you had that little nap. It was even a stylish nap.
I got to do it in style if you're going to do it.
Not just a little concussion, a little bit of an MCL as well.
Yeah, it hurt a bit more.
See that big long kick towards goal. It's offline. So minor score for the Bombers. Looks like this game has just about run its course. I think Barossa with a commanding lead at the moment. Taking the ball out to the outer side.
With Jake Tobin.
Sorry, to the clubhouse side. Tobin,
down to Ollie
an
Riggs.
aggressive
Just
kick
roll and
inboard.
play on.
Riggs just rolls on.
Finding Shillabeer down there.
Well defended. He's had a lot of pressure on him today.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Kapunda defenders that have been on him one-on-one have done a really good job.
Yeah, they have really kept him, like, more or less. If he has taken them up,
He's had a couple of free
definitely had to
kicks,
fight for it, and
but one-on-one he hasn't had a lot of clean footy.
no, he really hasn't.
So Kapunda's defence has definitely worked hard today. As we see a free kick being paid.
Or another throw in, maybe.
Oh no, repeat throw in. Good to see the young umpires really working hard on their craft.
Yeah, and just
As
getting another
Whistler
goal.
took the ball out of the ruck again. And Barossa
Good
player
take
just
play.
bounces off opponents there. That's beautiful.
That's great from Liam Tuff. Another young player we got in the team.
He's had some good touches today.
Yeah.
That's a good penetrating kick.
Trying to find Shillabeer and
Cut off from defence. Well rode there from the Bulldogs players on the boundary. Right to the square. Well tackled there from the Barossa Kapunda players.
Good tackle
And
there by
Brad Pryor, great
Holding the
defensive
ball on
tackling.
him.
That's excellent footy from the veteran. And umpire Herman coming in, letting him know that he had the free kick and that he didn't need to go in with any extracurriculars there.
Nah, you got to call that. I don't think you would have meant to do it.
There we are, he's lining up for what should be a regulation shot on goal for a player of his ability. Sam Pratt with a little bit of advice from the deep. Failed to make the distance. That's disappointing. I know he's run a lot today, but you'll have to remind him about that, Craig.
Definitely. He's getting a bit of a talking to on Tuesday.
He was too tired to celebrate. I think that could have been the problem.
Tell you what, I think you might want to bring his
As
wallet.
the final siren brings the game to a close, that is a powerful win by Barossa District. They signalled their intentions to be back in the contest. As the final score, we see Barossa 108, Kapunda 57. So, sorry, Barossa 109. That's a very convincing win there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, definitely did pull away a little bit in that second half and just kind of showed the stride and the strength. And last week was just a fluke in a bad game.
That takes them to 2-1 and a good position to be in at this time of year. Really found their mojo today and showed who they are.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's got to be really satisfying after last week.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be sad at all about the day it's turned out in the A grade. I think.
Thank you for joining us on the live stream of Game of the Day here in the Barossa Light and Gawler Football Association, and thank you for joining me in commentary, Craig. You did well.
That's all right, anytime.